All right, good afternoon, everyone. This is the fourth project for the LearnCo curriculum for the online web developer program. I did Trail Tracker expanded on my Ruby on Rails app. This one requires jQuery front end to essentially grab stuff from an index and a show page and then render it back on the form. So kind of turned it into something similar to a single page application, but not quite there. Looking back at some of the Ruby on Rails stuff, if you try to access a page, a lot of safety features or security features to make sure users are logged in to see certain information. So for example, we'll go ahead and log in with Steve's name here, and then if we log in, ask us to save password. This will take us to our profile page. This is where I've built most of the jQuery interaction, and I'll guide you through each one real quick, and then outside of that, there's some HTML renderings with the basic stuff. It's going to have their username, email. This trails ridden is how many they've actually rated, because it's a rating system and a creation system. And then for trails contributed is how many they've contributed or created as a user. So that's how many they've contributed to our system. So if we go back to the profile page, we'll kind of go through each one. When we click all trails, it's going to render a list of trail names. This is all the trails on the website or on the application itself. So I have created a little link here. So if I click that, it's actually going to expand and it's going to give me the length, which is a stat on the trail. It's going to give me an average rating, which actually takes an average rating from all the trail ratings with that trail ID. And then it's going to give me the user creation. So if I click on, let's go to Camper Shell because this is one of ours. If we click on that, it'll take us back to our home page. But if we click on somebody else's trail, it actually takes us to a trails nested route. So if I go to fonts MP, it's going to go users one trails, and this will be just the trails they've actually written. It doesn't show the ones they've contributed. You can actually see that right here in the all trails. It's going to show it down here, who's contributed to each one, and then you can also hide it so that way you can go back to where you were. So these buttons actually have kind of like a toggle effect, so whichever one is selected is going to be the one that is displayed down below. And also if it's selected currently, you can click it and it actually goes away. It hides everything. So contributed trails, this comes off of another page. This is just the trails that are created by that user themselves. So that way they can see what they've contributed. I'll probably add on the rating and stuff so they can see what they think of it. But for now, it's just the contributed, just the name and the length, which are the trail properties. Your trail ratings, which is going to give you the trail ratings that you have done. So this is essentially what users will see when they see that users to/trails. They will see, the trails ridden, or what I'm calling trails ridden, which are trails that have been rated, because obviously you would assume one has ridden them if they have rated them. So this one, for this guy, he's just got one, named 22-day trail, 36.2 miles, and a rating of 4 out of 5. Next thing is add a new trail. This is name and length. These are the two properties required on a trail. So if we add a new one, we can do something like, let's do shallow wash trail, and we'll say it's like 12.2, and it does take 1 decimal point. I did add it as a float. It does take that into consideration when doing the averages for the rating system as well, which is 1 through 5, but just in case there was like a 4 and a 5, I didn't want it to be, rounded. When I hit create trail, it actually pops up a success message, and this is actually on a set timeout, so after 5 seconds we'll see it'll actually fade away. So we've added a new trail. If we go to all trails, it hits it again. You're going to see shallow wash down here. The average rating is currently unrated because I have set it to where if it doesn't have any ratings, it's going to say currently unrated. That way people know. Also says contributed by Steve, which is down here. That's the user that we're on. And then if we go back to add a trail rating, this will actually go through all of the trails, select the ones that the user does not own or has not rated, and to give it a drop down, this actually, through jQuery, actually fills this option section. So if we go to shallow wash and we go to trails of, let's rate it a 2 out of 5. We'll hit create trail rating. That should have popped up a success message. I know when we do it, add a new trail and then add a trail rating, I don't think it's resetting the success form, so I'm going to have to take a look at that real quick. But if we refresh, let's do another one real fast. Add a trail rating. Let's do Camper Shell. Pretty mellow trail, pretty fun. Create a trail rating. There's our success message there. So for some reason, it won't do it after you've created one without a page refresh, so I'm going to have to look at that. But now if we go to trail ratings, we'll notice that we have those two that we just did, Camper Shell and Shallow Wash. And then you can also go to the trails. If we go to Shallow Wash, now we're going to see an average trail rating because it's going to ping that Trails page again and pull that in. So pretty basic interactions there. The rest of the stuff is all done through HTML, so you can see user1/trails is going to be the link for a user page. That way the user/1 and user/2 is kind of set as like a home page or a profile page for each user. And then you can view all users and then log out whenever you're ready. Looking back on the Rails project, we also have the login with Facebook. This will actually allow you to log in with it. Sign up, same thing. Click on that. It'll do OmniAuth. It'll actually create a user and everything and get you all set up. So that's a quick walkthrough. I'm going to take a look at the success message, but other than that, should be everything I need. Have a wonderful day.